Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius. Today we're going to talk about
how you doing today?
I'm doing good, and today we're going to talk about some very awesome stuff. We have a video game about pumping oil, a book about a poison dragon, and I have a totally awesome guest. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing AdriAnne Headen! AdriAnne is the owner of the FLT Publishing Company with the Writers Television.
Yes. Hi. Thank you so much for having me today.
You're welcome. And today we're going to start off with the video game of the week, and this is going to be an oily mess.
And now it's time for the video game of the week.
Today's video game is Oil Simulator. This game is made by Britannic Egmo. Because it is on Roblox, you have to play it on PC, Mac, Xbox, and even your cell phone. And it is free! So how to play this game is you walk around and you can go to your inventory. You can see a barrel that has oil all over it. You can put down the barrel and then you get storage power. Then you can go back to your inventory and place down a pump, an oil pump. You have to wait until you get 10 oil until you can go to the building that says sell your oil, and then you can click the building and then you can get money and you can buy different barrels by going to the shop, and then you can buy different stuff like getting more SP, storage power, or more oil pumps.
That sounds like a cool game.
I know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It is a really cool game. So there are awakenings and you lose everything but get one thing back. An amazing new thing that multiplies your income. I have done 5 awakenings and my favorite thing is the oil transponder.
What is that? What's the oil transponder?
The oil transponder is like a big base, a square base, and it shoots a dark red laser up.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Yeah.
And what it is that it gives you oil, and so that's about the oil in space, and also gives you some SP/storage power, which is really cool.
Oh, that sounds cool. It sounds like a lot of fun.
I give Oil Simulator 10 out of 10 stars because you can collect items, and I even got my dad to play it. I think everyone who likes causing global warming should play this game.
Maybe one day, maybe I can play that game.
Maybe. Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of our dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering, to trophies and awards. They can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373. And now it's time for the Book of the Week, Song of the Poison Dragon. This book is written by Tracy Lewis. Let me read to the back of the book. In fact, Adrianne, do you want to do the honors?
I most certainly do. Now, the newest Dragon Master has arrived at the castle, but she doesn't really fit in. Petra is a know-it-all, and she is not even trying to connect with her dragon. Could the Dragon Stone have chosen Petra by mistake?
Okay, now that is pretty cool, but also weird at the same time, isn't it?
I agree.
Well, this is an AR book, and it's worth 1 full point. It is rated for 3rd grade and 4th month. This is a great series about King Roland and his dragons and the Dragon Masters. I got this book from my school library. So this story is about a girl that got taken away to be a dragon master. So this is the 5th book, so they already mastered water and light and earth and fire. And now they got a new dragon, and it is poison. So Petra is the name of the new dragon master, just like you said. So she wants to connect with her dragon straight away. And she's a bit of a brat and a know-it-all. And she does not name it straight away because she says, you have to wait until you are ready to name it. Do not name it straight away. So everyone thinks that she does not belong, and maybe the dragon stone made a mistake. Even she thinks that she does not belong because her dragon spread poison on the king and Drake, which is the earth dragon master. Well, I want you to read the book yourself, so go read the book if you want to see the ending. The ending was pretty amazing. I really enjoyed this book. Well,
it sounds like a really cool book to read.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Because this is like the 5th book. It's so cool. I give this book 10 out of 10 stars because it was an amazing book, and I really like that how they got Petra not to leave.
Oh.
See Tiberius Law.com.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
Wait, you are not Chuck.
My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help.
If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck.
You can call him at 407-801-2667.
The website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's?
Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. And now it's time for the interview of an interesting person. Today's guest is going to be so much fun. Today we have the one, the only, the amazing AdriAnne Headen.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm very excited.
And of course, AdriAnne is the owner of the FLT publishing company with the Writers Television.
Yes, thank you.
So first off, how are you enjoying being on the show?
How do I like being on your? Oh, it's awesome. I'm just so excited to meet you today. I couldn't wait to meet you today. I was excited.
Okay, so I have to ask. You're an author, playwright, acting teacher, and run your own YouTube channel. Which is the most fun?
All of them are fun. But I think, yes, they're all fun, but I think the one that I would pick more than anything is doing my own YouTube channel. Because that is where I get a lot of other folks to watch and see exactly of what I do. And they can actually see more of my talent that way, whenever I do my own videos. So I really do enjoy doing the YouTube.
Okay, well, what's the YouTube channel called?
It is called The Writers Television. And what I do is that I just travel all over the world and I interview writers. And I give them a grand entrance opening of their book, and I ask them a lot of questions about their book.
Okay, so what got you interested in being an author?
Well, experiences, meeting new people who have experienced different things in their lives. And so I've always wanted to be a storyteller. So the best way to do that is to become an author. Because in the book, you could actually put as much of your experiences as you possibly can.
True. So you took the same story from the book, entered it into the play. Was that really hard to do?
Actually, it wasn't hard to do at all, because what I did is that I just took whatever that was inside of the book and I just made them into live characters by actually writing the screenplay. So it really wasn't as hard to do. Not as much as what people will probably think it is.
Okay. Well, what is the best part about being a successful author?
I think the best part is that meeting new people, and and I can talk to new people. I can actually push them into, for other people who actually want to write a book. I can actually give them my life experiences. I can actually give them the inspiration to go ahead and to push it themselves, their own books.
Wow. So you run the FLT Publishing Company. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for asking me about that, because a lot of people really don't ask me about that part of my business. They're mainly focused on the YouTube and on theater plays. Well, that portion of it is that I teach writers, authors, how they can self-publish. Okay. So I show them, I have a little class, and I teach everyone how they can self-publish.
Okay. So what's the hardest part about being an author?
I think the hardest part about being an author is when, you're trying to come up with new ideas. That is the hardest, because you always want to write something that was better than the very last. You always want to keep your readers intrigued. You always want them to always be excited into reading your work. So I think the hardest part is always coming up with new material. Okay. Are you thinking about becoming an author?
I don't know. I think I'm already doing my dreams.
Well, I think that is awesome, and I think so too.
Okay, well, what's the most rewarding part about your job?
The most rewarding part of it is that it is my dream. It's my dream of what I wanted to do. And I think the most rewarding part is to inspire others to go ahead and to write, or either do a play, or either do a movie, like a screenplay. That is the most rewarding, is when someone will call and say, hey, listen, you have inspired me. No matter how old that they are, you have inspired me to take my career to a different level. I think that is the most rewarding part of my career, of my journey. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, what is the craziest thing that has happened while you were at work?
Oh, there's a lot of crazy things that has happened. I can give you one story. I was reading someone's book, and I was preparing them for an interview, and something attacked me in the middle of the night from that book. That book was a very spiritual book. He went over certain things that was in the Bible and certain other elements of the unknown. And when I woke up, I had scratches and bite marks all over my arm. That was the most scariest part of reading someone's work.
Wow. That is so creepy. Well, what is your greatest achievement in life?
My greatest achievement in life is doing this, I think. I believe that my greatest achievement is by helping others in order to make it to the very next level. And doing this. This is a huge achievement for me.
Okay. Well, that's really cool.
Thank you.
Well, who helped motivate or inspire you the most in following your dreams?
Truthfully, there was a lot of people who actually inspired me to go for my dreams. I've met people who have been through some really difficult, life-changing situations, and so when I realized that they were not open enough in order to bring out the things that actually happened to them, I started thinking like it would be better for me to go ahead and to bring out whatever that's going on with me, so that I can actually I can help them. I can help them, to overcome whatever the issues that they're going through as well. Okay.
So what is easier, writing a book or running your own YouTube channel?
Actually, none of those are easy. But if you want to say the most easiest part of it, to me, is pretty much, for me, is writing the book. Because there I can sit down and I can just take my time and I can think and I can let my imagination to soar. Versus doing the YouTube channel, it's a lot of editing and everything, and then finding other good guests to come on the show. And I think that is the most challenging part of my career.
Okay. What advice would you give my listeners if they wanted to grow up and be an author?
Oh, well then, my best advice to anyone who wants to grow up to become an author is that don't be afraid to write exactly the way how you feel. And if you really and truly feel that you have something to say, something that you want to bring out into the world, don't be afraid to do that. Just do it. Never, ever be afraid to be the better you.
Yep.
That would be my best advice. Yes. Yep. Just like you are being the better you. Mm-hmm. Right? So you want everyone else to feel and to be able to understand that they need to be the better you themselves.
Okay. Now, all of my classmates want to have their own YouTube channel. Well, what if I should get my classmates?
Well, okay, if anyone you know, all your classmates, they want to have their own YouTube channel. Of course, my first advice is to discuss it with their parents, because I know that right now they're a little too young. So they would discuss it with their parents, and then they would actually sit down and they would go over exactly what type of YouTube channel that they would like to have. You know, they would sit down, yes.
Now that is funny.
Over. Yes.
Well, if you could go back 10 years and tell yourself something, what would it be?
If I can go back 10 years, actually, there's not a lot in my life that I want to change, actually, because even with the crazy experiences that actually happened in my life, it made me into the person that I am today. So even 10 years from now, there's really nothing that I really would like to change.
So when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Did you always know that you were going to be an author?
Well, actually, that's a really good question. When I was a kid about your age, I was putting on plays then. I was writing plays, and I would get everyone in the neighborhood or around the corner or whatever, and I would bring them in, and I would give them a script, and I would make them put on shows. So I would put on shows for the neighborhood. So I was always into doing shows, plays, the same way how you're doing it now. I was just like you once upon a time. Yes, I was doing the same. I wasn't doing the same job that you're doing, but I was actually about your age, and I was already into my career then. So I was, as being an author later on in years, that just kind of followed me. Later on, I just became one when I got a little older. But I've always been into my career since I was a child.
Okay. Well, if you could do any other job that you are not already doing, what would it be?
If I could do any other job that I'm not already doing, truthfully, if I could, I would actually own and I would operate my own television station. I would love to have my own television station and put people like you and a lot of other people, give you your own spot. I would love to be able to do that.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yes.
Okay, well, what is the biggest mistake you ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
Of course, you know, at my age, you make a lot of mistakes, and that, but the only thing is that you got to make sure it doesn't change you as a person. I've made some really large mistakes, because, you know, sometimes whenever you're into your own business, you know, whenever you're doing whatever even with you as you get older, you realize that sometimes bring people into your fold, and you're hoping that they're going to do better, you know, that they're going to, you know, that you're going to help them in order to make it to another level. And sometimes people can disappoint you, but you don't let that be your downfall into making it into the next level where you're supposed to be. So, so that you always want to make sure you're always growing. So, that would actually be, you know, because I've had encounters with people who didn't want the same thing. And sometimes you would think that people would want you to be better or you to be successful, and then they would disappoint you. So you just always have to make sure that you don't let anyone ever take you off of your journey of where you're supposed to be.
Okay. So when you're not working as a teacher or an author, what do you do for fun?
Oh my goodness, I do a lot of things. I love the movies. Oh my goodness, I'm a big movie buff. I love horror movies.
Yes, me too.
Yes, I love horror movies. I love any type of action films. So I love to go to the movies. I can sit and I can watch movies. I love it. That is like my big thing. You know, of course, you know, I love running and I love dancing and that type of thing. But
you like running?
I love running. I do run. Yes.
Well, how can I find your YouTube channel?
Well, you can find my YouTube channel on The Writers Television. That's where you can find it. And also, too, if you want to find out more things about me as well, you can actually go to the FLT Publishing Company, LLC, at gmail.com. And you can find me that way, too.
Okay. Well, how can I be a guest on your show?
On my show? Okay, well, if you would like to be a guest on my show, you can actually go to my website, the FLT Publishing Company LLC.com. Or if you just need to email me, you can email me at the FLT Publishing COMLLC@gmail.com. You can mention that you would like to be a guest on my show, and we can take it from there.
I think my dad's going to do that part.
That would be awesome. All right, Dad, I am excited.
Okay. Now can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid show, but the one story, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on,
let me see.
Tell me.
The one story. Yes, I have one embarrassing story that I can tell you. One day I was walking down the street, and there was a gust of wind, and I had one of my lovely wigs on. And the gust of wind blew my wig off. And people were watching, and it was on the ground, and I ran and picked up the wig and stuck it in my pocket and just walked like nothing never happened. That's one of the most embarrassing things that ever happened to me, because people were laughing.
Well, did it look like a cat?
It looked like a dead cat, yeah.
Well, is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you?
Yeah. Well, let me see. The last thing that you guys can know about me is that I am a very warm-hearted and open person. I'm actually open for anybody who is looking to grow their show or grow whatever, or if they have any type of ideas that they want to do something different with. I'm definitely open for trying to help people, to motivate them into doing better. So that is like the best thing about me. I'm friendly. I'm extremely friendly. Yes.
Okay. Well, do you have a website or Facebook for my listeners not to follow you?
Well, the only website that I do have is the FLT Publishing Company LLC.com. You guys can follow me on there. There you will see my work as well, and you'll get a more
that's really cool.
a more in-depth description about me, meaning that it actually goes more into detail about the person that I am and my background. And so if you want to know more about me, that would actually be the best way to do.
Okay. Well, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
I don't know any other questions that you forgot to ask me. Can you think of any questions that maybe you forgot to ask?
I don't know.
Because you are a very, very good interviewer.
Thank you.
Very good. So I can't even think of anything. I think maybe that you've asked me everything already.
Okay. Well, thank you, AdriAnne, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
I most certainly can, and thank you for having me.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810. The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator rights. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now to get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners.
Thank you, Adrianne, for helping me with Math Corners. Today we're going to talk about exponents. Exponents is a great way to talk about very large numbers with smaller numbers. See, most people know of exponents of 10 to the power of a number, but you can have an exponent of any number. Did you know that?
I did not.
Well, it's really, really cool. So to start off, you have a number called the base. This is the number that the exponent is based on. So let's try the number 5. Now you have the exponent. This is a number that is written smaller and in the upper right hand of the base number. They refer to this as the power. So 5 to the third power is the same as 5 times 5 times 5, or 5 cubed. Now 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. So 5 cubed, or 5 times 5 times 5, is 125. Now there are a few cool trick questions when using exponents. Sometimes the question will have the exponent will be 1. Well, that means the base is only times 1, which means the answer is the base number, technically. But, and this is important, if the exponent is 0, then the base does not matter and the answer is always 1. Now, there is a very long reason why, and maybe in a month or two, when I better understand it, I will share it with you, actually. But I know my dad liked it very much.
Okay.
So, Adrianne, do you now know all about exponents?
Actually, I really don't know anything about exponents. I am really glad that you're explaining that, because I am learning something from you that I knew nothing about. So,
wow. Well, thank you so much, Adrianne, for your help with Math Corners.
Thank you.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. Well, this week, we're going to talk about obedience. For me, I think obedience is doing what is pleasing to God. The qualities of obedience are compliance with a good attitude and respect for the laws. But you know when someone's obedient when they follow instructions willingly and thoroughly. So this week, I got some opportunities to do some cool stuff after school, but I still have homework to do. Well, if I wanted to do this cool stuff, I needed to have my homework done. I normally get it done by Tuesday because I like to do the show on Wednesday, play video games with my uncle on Thursday. But this week, I had a special thing to do on Tuesday, which that means I had to do my homework, all of my homework, on Monday. I was upset to have to do it early and asked my dad why. He explained that I did not have to. I could just go ahead and do my homework on the correct day if I wanted to skip the cool stuff that I wanted to do. So now we get back into the cause and effect speech. I realized that my own choices could decide what I got to do. And that is being obedient with only sticking to the decision and doing it without complaining. After I went ahead and got all my homework done and showed it to my dad when he got home, he was very proud of me. So Adrianne, do you see or use obedience at all this week?
Yes, my obedience, yes, all weekend. All weekend. Sometimes you have to do things that you really don't want to do, but it's all about following the instructions. Like, for instance, like this weekend, I was actually doing some other shows all this weekend. You know, I may get like a little tired, you know, because I'm still writing another book. But however, I have to follow the instructions. Whenever you make plans to do certain things, you have to stick by it.
Okay. Well, we should always try and be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
Yes. That's true. Always.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing AdriAnne Headen for being on my show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And it has been so much fun talking with you today. And I hope one day you might promote me on your YouTube channel.
Hey. I have no problem with that. I would love to promote you. And thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. Had a ball.
are so welcome. And be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show. Dear host, Tiberius! Boo!
The Tiberius Show is not filmed in front of a live studio audience. Executive producer, Joseph Boyd. Production editor, Pierre Laguerre. Green Room manager, Danny Boyd. And your program host, Tiberius Boy. The Tiberius Show is copyright 2018.